Internet. Oh my goodness, I'm so overweight right now. It's insane. 96 kilos, back up to 15 stone. Having said that, I did get all the way up to 16 and 16.7, I think was the highest. Maybe slightly more, maybe close to 17, depending on how much shit I've eaten. Excuse my French. I'm just in my little meditation spot. The sun's shining, and I've just been meditating and listening to what they call solfeggio tones. They seem to help balance what's going on in my experience right now. We're going to bed earlier and waking up earlier. Oh, I feel so good. I didn't sleep well. Yeah, I feel a bit worried because someone went in my car, so now I feel like a bit paro. Which is a bit shit. Just not conducive to feeling settled, I guess. Should probably get my teeth done, shouldn't I? And they're pretty fucked. They're all yellow from smoking and all chipped from getting knocked out. When was that? Oh yeah, in someone sideswiped me when I went to shake the hand. Yeah, that wasn't good. I fell so hard I had a bruise on my bum. Well bad. Really, really mean. I was trying to shake his hand as well, prick. Anyway. A young Scotsman who then when I came round didn't want any of it, so fucking pussy. But that's not why I've come on the internet today, to talk shit about getting knocked out and challenging a young Scotsman to a fight and him pussying out. That's not why I'm here. Why am I here? That is a good question. Why do I repeatedly keep coming here? Oh, my hair's really annoying me. Long hair's a pain in the arse. You have to brush it all the time, otherwise it gets knotty. I think about shaving it off. Oh no. Looks a bit fucked on it. But then sometimes I think it looks really nice and I really like it. Maybe I'm just in a funk. I'm definitely in a funk. Definitely getting all that police shit. Just, I'm in no way comparing myself to Nelson Mandela, because look, I wouldn't suggest that I was that egotistical or lack of humility. But it does seem that people that do cool things in life have an injustice thrown upon them prior. But he literally did kill people, though. He literally blew shit up. That's my understanding is, and I definitely haven't done that. So, just call me Nelson. Don't call me Nelson. That was a joke. Yeah, man. I'm conscious. I'm not sure how much is thingy to share, like okay to share, without it becoming gossip and slanderous and froward mouth. But I can share how I feel about it, and I feel betrayed. And I feel let down. And I feel unloved and uncared for. And I feel like alone. And I feel confused. And I feel, yeah, betrayed, like, yeah, in the most grandiose way you could ever say betrayed. And a little bit tired from it all, to be honest. And that's why I've been binge eating, just to take my mind off it, but it doesn't make it better. It just delays me dealing with it. So I've just got to sit with it, which is not something I've ever been able to do before because it's always felt too intense. But in the last few days I've been able to, like right now. I would so love right now, like crack open a DC or a Pepsi Max, go down, maybe some chocolate of some sort, chocolate biscuit with, I don't know, a beer and a cig. Can't do that. My throat's been absolute bits from smoking last week. Like, do not do that. Oh, no, let me rephrase that. That stuff fucks you up so badly. You just get used to it when you do it regularly, so it doesn't fuck you up as much. My throat, I'm not joking, I've never, ever, ever had, I don't want to go into details, but I've never had mucus like that. And it hurt. I can still hear it in my voice. Oh, I'm so overweight at the moment. I have to be kind to myself because I did it to survive. The car crash that I'm not going to get any money back from was blamed on me, even though it was an insurance job. I've just been binge eating to survive. Like, it's been literally that level. Like, I just felt like I've been surviving. Barely surviving for ages now. I'm like months and months. And it just, like, it's just always, it seems to feel, it doesn't seem to lower, it always seems to increase. And just, like, it's not embarrassing anymore, because it's kind of like, it's getting bad again. I'm obese again now. But I have to be kind to myself, because if I wasn't, I literally wouldn't be here. And then my son wouldn't have a dad. So I just had to chalk it off like that in my head. I could never do that to him, no matter how hard it got, which it's almost felt like, well, it's just felt like, the difficulty that I have getting my head around is that I do everything humanly possible to be a good person. Don't lie, don't steal, don't cheat, I try not to break the 10 Commandments at all. I basically only drink water, or more recently some Pepsi. It's like complete clean living, yoga, meditation. Just try. The not breaking my morals is a really big thing to me. Not breaking my morals is it's like the important thing. Like the only important thing. Everything else just comes after. And then you'll be fine. Because I haven't been fine for ages. And it's always problems that are created by other. It's never problems that are created by me. I just react to situations. Maybe I need to stop reacting. I should shut up sometimes. I'm conscious of that. I'm conscious there's some sort of level of autism that's like. But at the same time, like, if I try not to be like I'm a moral high horse, because it's not cool, is it? But like, I just sometimes feel like I'm a dog. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just getting booted, but I'm a dog. Does that make sense? Speaking of which, I can hear them fighting. But weight can be lost. Bad feelings and difficult situations fade. Just sit with it, it'll pass. That's what I've been telling myself. not been able to do that before. It's just been too intense. And I probably will have slip-ups again in life. But it's about not beating myself up and just be like, well, mate, like, put a shift in it. Completely. Without what's the word? Like working in the shadows, not getting any credit. And as soon as I get close to anything, like the universe goes, nah. Like Exeter Chiefs, so close to that path. Like I was on the pathway. I was like, nah, have this memory. Nah, fuck your knee, excuse my French. Okay, deal with both of those things. Okay, throw in betrayal. Okay, bye England. England, UK. You silly sausages. It's because you've got no natural resources. I saw a dead person once. I saw a dead body. But nicer things. It was in Spain on a bench. He just died. I don't know how it happened. It was a bit weird. But also in lighter news than that, that's more like nice to watch and listen to me talking, is I just saw a robin, right? There was a squirrel playing with a magpie, and then a robin just kicked up from nowhere. He's like, all right, pal. And I had 2 robins in Bird City yesterday, and I had blue tits in Bird City. And what else did I see yesterday? I can't, Eurasian jay, I think they're called, the speckledy ones. That's cool. You can hear jays. What other cool birds have I seen? I saw one that was squeaking on a walk the other day. I wasn't sure what that was. But yeah, Bird City is coming together quite nicely. And I've got a little bug hotel in there. And I'm going to put another... What the fuck is that noise? It's not a dog. Oh, it'll be next door. Plumbers. Yeah, I'll show you Bird City. Not now. No, you have to wait for Bird City. Not many people get let into Bird City. So actually, I may not show it, but I have made a Bird City in the back of my garden where the birds now live, and I've planted loads of flowers and the dahlias are coming through. Oh my God, my dahlia. I brought a dahlia all the way back from Spain, all through France. It stayed in like 20 different Airbnbs over the course of like, maybe 15 in the course of like, I don't know, 6 months, maybe less. And Daniela gave up on it because she just got upset, I think. But I was like, I'm not giving up on this dahlia. There's no way. And it was in the back of the car. We're in the back of the Toyota RAV4. Not that big of a car. Big enough, but not that big. With 2 dogs, pregnant wife, all of our stuff. And then on top, I just like positioned this dahlia thing. Some of them got lost on the way. There was a lechuga, what's that called? Lettuce as well. Lechuga, yeah. And then I thought it died last year, and it has come back. And I've planted carrots as well. I've planted carrots. I've planted more dahlias, which are coming through. Yeah, I've planted some other stuff. I'm just getting into it. I think it's really cool. I like growing stuff. This angle's not good for my age line, is it? How'd you do that? I actually thinking about getting Botox to get stress migraines. But yeah. I feel lonely sometimes, quite a bit, I guess. I guess that's why I sort of do these videos. But as well, like, I want to impart some of the stuff that I'm learning that I've learned but don't have any what's the word, platform ability to, because I'm not getting a fucking job now, am I? Got a criminal record. I turned down 2 jobs in the last few years, in recruitment and being a teacher, a business studies teacher. It was cool that they thought I was pretty good, I think. The kids, I think all of them did really, don't they, after I said, but I heard the kids go, he was alright, him. They weren't kids, they were like 17. But yeah, he was alright, him. That was quite a big compliment for me. That was nerve-wracking, actually, teaching a class for the first time. Yeah. I can't get a job now, can I? I'm really going to have to step up the entrepreneurial stuff, because I'm not getting a job now. I guess not that I really wanted to. I do want to entrepreneur is the thing. Sport, play sport well, coach sport well. Yeah, I just wanna, I don't know, man. I feel like, I don't know, if you've got a calling in life or you just feel like that you're here for something. I think that maybe is why I've been able to get clipped so much. When you first went out the trenches, always get clipped. But like, you know, Neo dodges the bullet. I'm not fucking Neo, am I? Excuse my French. Because I get clipped. More Rocky, I guess. You get clipped and you get back up. You get clipped again, you get back up. You get clipped again, you get back up. Like Jeff Hardy vibes. It's The Undertaker. Yeah. I'm tired. Yeah, I don't know how to articulate how betrayal feels. I suppose, I guess, like, if you've ever been cheated on by a partner, kind of like that, but I don't know, I have to think about it. I'll let you know. I don't want to speak untowardly or frowardly. I've got a couple of dogs to look after. And myself, which is something that hasn't been happening all that much of late. I've just been surviving. Fucking surviving. Shit to do as well. Because I need to get some money. Fortunately, I've been doing stocks and shares for a while, so... It's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep getting up. It's about how many swanton bombs you can do on The Undertaker. It's about how looking at yourself in the mirror and being able to say, I respect the person that's looking back at me. It's about being able to be Truman. True man. The astronaut in the mirror. Maybe we're all in the Truman Show. Watching that film when I was young really fucked me up, actually. I was like, oh shit. I think a lot of people must think like that, or feel that sort of... it comes from fear, actually. And this is a bit grim, but my mum always used to say she could tell my walk. She could tell it was me that was walking. And I realised that I haven't been engaging my glutes like for years. I didn't even know you could engage your glutes when you walk, which is weird. Linked to the sacral chakra, which is fear and foundation and stuff like that. Because those energy systems things like They've been there for hundreds of years or whatever, thousands of years. Anyway, there's that awful phrase, walking like you've been bummed. And it's like tight glutes. And maybe that's why I've got no ass. I've always been, and it's like, yeah, because I fucking was. It's terrible, that, isn't it? I think I have to laugh. I have to make humour about it. I think now I'm in a better place about it that I can, without feeling like I'm dissociating from it. But yeah, like, it's pretty heavy, that, isn't it? Also quite funny. Oh my, he looks like he's walking like he's been bumped. Oh yeah, because he has. Wild. So that was a weird video, wasn't it? There was a lot of different vibes coming out of that video. I don't know. People don't even watch it as well. It's like one view and stuff like that. But I just feel like somehow, some way, somewhere, sometime, someone is going to see it and they're going to be like, thank you for that little bit of, I don't know, whatever it is that you get from it. If I can, like, help in any way by sharing just this wild, wild ride, then good. And maybe I'm helping myself. Maybe it's about me just not feeling as alone, or me, like, I guess it's like the pursuit of trying to find someone that cares. And maybe this is me talking to me. Or I feel like liberated by just getting it into the ether a little bit. But then still being true to myself and my morals, and not sort of doing it to hurt anyone else. That's important. I think that's why I want the message to be conveyed. Just sharing the feeling of what happened and why it happened is prudent, but not in the sense of prudence. It's more, it's okay, you can do that. And you're not going to create any bad karmic pushback. Whereas if you were besmirching someone else on purpose and like directly being like, women seem to be very good at this after a breakup, like tarnishing the name of the ex or whatever. This is a good example. And then don't do it back. Like revenge porn type vibes. If someone fucks you over, don't try and fuck them over back, because then you just create the bad karmic cycle. Take the hit. Understand that the person was doing it the best will in the world. They were doing it they were doing the best that they had with the tools that they had at the moment. They're doing the best that they've got with the tools that they had at the time, and try and take away the personal side of it, which then enables you to drop the anger or the emotion attached to it, because that's just punishing yourself. If I'm angry, I feel terrible. If I'm angry is a good example. If I'm angry or frustrated, that's hurting me, innit? And then you go and you put it to the external, and you start to feel better in a sense. But if you can sit with that anger, you can allow yourself to be, I'm not punishing myself with this feeling. You can sit with the difficult feelings instead of then going out and getting revenge or imparting karma on someone else. That's not your job. Your job isn't to impart the karma. Your job is to take the hit, to deal with it morally, to ride the wave, to roll with the punches, to slip and slide, take the hit, take the karma bank, and move on morally. Whereas so for example, if you're in a breakup and the person that you've broken up with is like slandering your name, for example, the right thing to do is to not do it back, and even not engage, and even just take the hit on the people that you once loved, or I don't know necessarily, whatever example this might be, but having a biased view of you unjustly, and not firing back, and just trying to bank the good karma. Yeah, and I imagine if that situation happened, it'd be very difficult to do so. But morals, not everyone's got a moral compass. Everyone's got a moral compass, right? Everyone knows. Everyone knows when you're stepping outside of that. Don't. Take the high road. What's that quote in the Bible? The path to righteousness is narrow, and the path to the opposite of righteousness is wide. Basically, it's hard to do the right thing in every instance. It takes balls, it takes courage. It's easier to fall into hedonism or revenge type vibes, but it's not your job to do that. And if you do it, you'll then get it back in some other aspect. So how it works in karma. Okay, this is a good example. When I was living in Ibiza, I was selling weed and a few pills, ecstasy pills, to pay for my rent. And that in itself, that act of drug dealing effectively, on a small scale, that act, I knew at the time that it wasn't okay. It was just I was doing the best with the tools that I had at the time. I needed to get away and heal, but that's beside the point. I knew that was wrong, in inverted commas. Or sleeping around, for example. That's slightly different because you're looking for love, in a sense. But, if I went back and did my time again there, I would make changes, put it that way, with the head that I've got on me now. And I knew that I was living a life that wasn't, what's the word? I was making excuses for myself. That's a good way of putting it. I was acting in a way, but making excuses for myself and not taking accountability for the choices that I was making, basically. And I was caught up in a kind of like he said, she said vibe. And I was acting in ways that were not, I'm just thinking this out loud now, not benefiting other people. So if you sell an ecstasy tablet to someone, actually someone gave me a fake 50 euro note once, which could have meant that I was unable to pay my rent. But if you sell someone an ecstasy tablet, for example, then they're going to have fun at the time, but then they're also going to feel terrible after. And the cause and effect, if I hadn't have given them the ecstasy tablet, then they would never had the come down, they would never felt bad, they would never start their own challenge. And so my goals at that moment were not mutually aligned with to be mutually beneficial with others. I was about myself mainly. And you can argue that is survival. You can argue that I was doing the best that I had with the tools that I had. And you'd be right. But there's also a huge element of, if everybody lives individualistically, if everybody lives to serve themselves, then everybody lives to serve themselves. And if they didn't do that, and we were more individually focused on the greater good of the whole, which I think is where the one love thing comes from, then we all would benefit. Because what I've realized is when you benefit individually, the whole suffers in a sense. Yeah, so it's like you take the short road and you benefit individualistically in the short term, but in the long term, the whole suffers. Whereas if you act graciously and take the high road and do the right thing in the short term, then the long term, both you and others benefit. So I've noticed, so when I was doing all that shit in Ibiza and not living righteously and not caring who it hurt or and not caring about the impact of my actions on the other, I think would be a good way of putting it, probably. But then when I got back, my house got robbed in Leeds, and my PlayStation nicked, my laptop nicked, loads of stuff nicked. And at that point, I was like, they don't know why. I was only about 20 at the time, and I was like, a penny dropped for me, and it was like, I feel like that's payback in a sense. I was like, why did that happen? I was thinking that I felt like payback for the things that I was doing that weren't benefiting the other, that only benefiting myself, that weren't. And then at that point I was like, oh shit, that feels linked. I don't know why I was like, oh, that feels linked. That feels like I've got the exact same back of what I dished out effectively in karmic terms. So because I was doing these things, it came back on me in the exact same level as it went out. And then you talk about like Einstein's theory of relativity, when it's every force has an equal reaction. Yeah, that's right, but it also applies emotionally, spiritually. Like you work hard, you get it back. You get rewards. You are honest. You build a karma bank. So it seems to me. Everything. There's an opposite. Opposites attract. Ooh, that's good. Opposites attract. And we're always in this push and pull. I don't want to seem very high and mighty, but I enjoy this. I enjoy this. I enjoy. Ow! I hurt my wrist. Boxing. I just fucked my wrist up. I've got really thin wrists, and they're not good at the heavy bag. They don't like it at all. Anyway, I lost my train of thought now. Karma, building good karma, building bad karma. Oh yeah, revenge type stuff. Yeah, don't do it, because you can store the karma bank, or you can exact it on someone else, but you just get it back. So if you get fucked by someone, the best thing that you can do is feel feel the feelings, my back. Feel the feelings that come up from it. Sit with it. Don't look for escapism through drink and drugs and chocolate or whatever it is. Even kind of like exercise in a way, but don't get hooked on that one. And sit with it. Allow yourself to feel the feelings. Allow yourself to cope. Allow yourself the space to deal with it. Excuse me. Then try and forgive the other person for doing it, because they're just doing the best that they could with the tools that they had at the time. Try not to take it personally. Don't hurt yourself with the anger that comes from it, because by taking stuff personally, there'll be anger. And underneath anger, there's always sadness. Go through your grief process of it. There's like a wheel of grief process where it's like denial, anger, I can't remember off the top of my head. And then don't go and enact revenge. Store it, allow it, forgive it, move on, and wait for that then to manifest positively in your life afterwards, which is the karma bank. But you can only access that by not exacting, not reacting, not retaliating, that's the word. Because reactions are normal, reactions are natural. Reactions shouldn't be demonized. We should understand why there's a reaction, which is why I end up getting in trouble, because no one wants to do that. And it wasn't important at all, the levels of how I felt manipulated or betrayed or anyway. Because you'll get pinged in this society, you get pinged for the reaction. Even if I had a friend once who his missus, well, a lad that I knew, his missus was cheating on him and stuff, and he went and smacked the lad. But then he got arrested for smacking the lad. Which is weird, actually. If you think about this, if you drill that back, the act of being unfaithful is lawful and fine. And, like, nothing can be done about it. It just is what it is, really, apart from karma, obviously. But within the system that we live in, currently, which is changing, thankfully, thank God, the act of reacting and hitting another man for doing that behind the back, when they were engaged, they were supposed to be married in like a week's time. But that is the act that's punished capitalistically in the society they live in. And the other one is the infidelity, the heartbreak caused, all that stuff. That's the stuff that in this system that we live in right now is fine. But it obviously isn't, and they'll get so the same amount of pain that the girl and the boy, the girl that was supposed to be married and the boy that was doing the shagging, but it was a friend, the pain that they caused on the guy, the lad that I knew, if he banks it, if he deals with it, if he takes it in, if he, as I explained, he will benefit from that experience. He will get that back in future in something positive. Whereas the people that did it, despite being safe in the eyes of the law, lawfully, even though what they've done is the injustice, they'll get that back in their lives in future. That's how it works. That is how it works, ladies and gentlemen. That's how it works. That is how it works. That's how karma works. That's how the universe works. I figured it out. Ding! I mean, I don't mean to sound like a boastful dickhead. Not supposed to be, Willie. No, it's nice. It's good when I get to this point where I've spoken it all out. I'm starting to feel a little bit more positive, and I'm like, these ideas are really cool. I really enjoy it. No, let me take that back. These ideas are really cool. Let me take that back. I really enjoy these ideas. I really feel pleased that I am able to enjoy verbs, use verbs, or like, yeah, enjoy, stick to the feeling. If I say I think it's cool that bit is boastful, even if it's not meant to be. So if I say I enjoy the feelings that I get when I'm sharing this stuff, that can't then be misconstrued. I'm just sticking to how I feel, and it's the things like enjoy could be seen as positive. But let's not get into is the positive or negative. It's not perfect. It's a lot, isn't it? I did it again. I feel zonked. Also, where the fuck do these ideas come from? I can't take credit for this. I'm not that clever. I don't even mean to say that I'm sounding clever, but it's like, it's deep philosophical. Try that again. It's deep philosophical stuff. I can't take credit for it. It's got to come from somewhere else. Where does that come from? Where does that idea come from? This is another thing. If I get an idea of like what I've been talking about, Well, let's say, I, Adam, have an idea. Santiago have an idea, and this is my idea. And I came up with this idea, and this is me, and this reflects on me. That's great, because I'm great, and I came up with these ideas. No, I didn't. I just got given it. And I don't know where from. God, probably. The source, whatever you want to call it. That's why when athletes do well, they always say, well, some of them say, they give thanks to God, because they know that it's not them. It's God through them. But everyone's God through them. Everyone, that's everyone. Everyone is God. Everyone, where you get, this is a good way of explaining it as well, where you get your ideas from. Where do you get your ideas from? If you have an idea, where do you get it from? Oh, it just comes from my brain. All right. But where? And think about that. Like, where are my words coming from? I'm speaking now. Where is that coming from? Where are these words and this expression coming from? Weird, isn't it? But you don't really think in terms like that. Oh, it's just me. I'm just coming up with this shit. But where is it coming from? I'm just obviously acting and speaking and doing stuff in front of a bloody camera in a yoga room. Where is it coming from? Where are these words coming from? It's weird, isn't it? It is weird. Where are these words coming from? Well, they're coming from Adam himself. But like, I'm not even thinking. These are just blah 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 blah. Weird, isn't it? I don't have that filter in the same way though. I don't think. I definitely find myself to be a little bit autistic. Dogs very much help me, and I like set things, and I don't like change, and I get upset easily if I'm the wrong temperature. Don't sit with me a lot. No dogs upstairs. Why are you upstairs? Why do you think it's acceptable? Because now I think this is funny. I think this is funny now. But I also have to be the leader and be like, no, you can't do this. Which is annoying because I want to be the playmate and find this funny. Because you shouldn't be upstairs! Where's the other one? Why are you upstairs? You know there's no dogs upstairs. You know there's no dogs upstairs. Why are you upstairs? Should we go turn it off my foot? Look at those dirty socks. Oh yeah. It's hoping for a dog walk. Right, say goodbye, Vicky. Say goodbye! 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 Oh no, the other one wants in. There you go, bye in it.